Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into NB12 Weekend, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, BTC facing challenges in improving its cellular network. This as the company prepares to invest millions in upgrades. Hundreds of jobs on the way in public health care, and why switching to an all-vegan diet can impact your health, the community, and the economy. I'm Paige McCartney. We've got those stories and more straight ahead on NB12 Weekend. Welcome once again to NB12. As the Bahamas Telecommunications Company works feverishly to enhance its network and end months of bad cellular phone service, President of BTC Leon Williams says they're hitting a major snag. Williams predicted that their soon-to-be competitors will also face a similar challenge. Our Jasmine Brown has more in this report.
According to Williams, it's becoming increasingly difficult to find areas to erect those much-needed cell phone towers. But he says BTC's management team fully believes that they can pull off that miracle. With an island only 7 by 21 miles, Williams says the options of property to put cell towers in New Providence remains very limited. Compounding the issue, he says, are legal issues with land.
Difficulty in Nassau is the acquisition of places to be able to mount the cell towers, where you want them appropriately. People are willing to lease us property. People are willing to sell us property. However, when we do a title search, the difficulty is for these folks to be able to prove ownership. So that has been delayed. Once we get the property, then it's a matter of getting a geotech to come in and test the soils so that we could know how deep we need to go down into the ground with a concrete pad so that the tower does not fall over. We would need to get the survey plans, get permission from the government, get permission from the Ministry of Works to be able to do that. And we have to do it kind of responsibly because
the lack of a fully outfitted cell phone tower network has been to blame for poor service on BTC's network, according to Williams. He says BTC needs to put up an additional 18 towers to have a properly functioning system. He expects that to happen gradually. Until then, he says service will not improve.
We're hoping that we can get a position where we can feel the difference in this network by building these towers. So that by the end of October going into November, people can feel the effect of, even if we only get 9 towers up or 10 towers up, it'll reduce the drop calls.
Williams has stated previously that customers will see some improvements in late October or early November. For now, he says the focus is to improve the network as best they can in central and western New Providence. Whenever a second cellular license holder enters the market, the CEO says he suspects they will face the same challenges as BTC. He estimated that once other phone companies enter the cellular market, New Providence could see up to 150 cell towers across the island.
In this town, we've got 25, 30 plus towers right now. You don't want this town to become a tower town. Keeping in mind that when the new entrant comes, and if we've got 30 towers, he's got to come and build an additional 30 towers. 2016, the market would be further liberalized, which means a third carrier would be in. That's an additional 30 towers. Can we have 30 towers in? 150, 200 towers in Nassau? Everybody wants coverage, but nobody wants a cell tower.
BTC's monopoly on the cellular market ended on April 6th. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
BTC is expected to invest $170 million in its network upgrades over the next few years. Williams says over $60 million will be spent on new cellular sites and upgraded radio signals as BTC moves to address existing network capacity bottlenecks and dropped calls.
The upgrade for the network, $65 million between now and March. While that sounds like a whole lot of money on a single island nation like Barbados, that's a lot of money. In the Bahamas, $65 million for 700 islands, rocks, and keys is like trying to take a candle to boil the ocean. But we believe in miracles, and so we will boil the ocean.
Another $8 million has been earmarked for backup power generation in a bid to prevent a repeat of the previous BTC network outage. while $40 million will go to upgrading the carrier's broadband, internet, and fiber networks. Additionally, $25 million will be invested in multi-protocol label switching targeted at commercial customers. BTC will start testing its internet protocol TV service by December this year. Now that a $35 million loan has been approved by First Caribbean International Bank to furnish Princess Margaret Hospital's new critical care block, Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority Herbert Brown says the hiring process has also begun. According to Brown, nearly 100 employment offers have been sent out.
That some 86 persons would have already been offered employment for the critical care block. And so we expect to receive the confirmation. We are already getting confirmation on acceptance of those offers. So we are very advanced in the commissioning of the critical care block.
Brown says they are now awaiting responses.
We expect to receive the confirmation. We are already getting confirmation on acceptance of those offers. So we are very advanced.
Brown says the PHA has recommended an opening date, which has been forwarded to Cabinet for approval. The new block features 18 recovery beds, 20 private ICU rooms, a central sterile department, administrative facilities, new laboratory facilities, and a new main entrance that is disability friendly. It was initially expected to be opened no later than June 2013. The former Ingram administration began the construction on the facility in November 2011. And Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez says he's confused by industrial action taken last week by some nurses in the public health care sector. 150 nurses either walked off the job or did not turn up for work on September 10th. This led to the cancellation of several clinics across the country. Gomez says since he became minister more than 2 years ago, he sought to address nurses' concerns.
I didn't see that the nurses had any issue to be striking about, because the major issue that faced nurses when I came to office was the fact that, as the minister mentioned, that there were some nurses who were not confirmed. In fact, there were 68 nurses who had not been confirmed to the permanent and pensionable list. I found that disgraceful, because some of them had been on that list for more than 10 years, waiting to be confirmed. And I made it a priority for myself to get these nurses confirmed, because I've worked with nurses so closely all my professional life.
So far, he says 64 of the 69 nurses have been confirmed. And while one observer has projected that it could be 2 years before the web shop regularization process is complete, Tourism Minister Obi Welchcombe said he expects the process to wrap up in under a year. The gaming bill was passed in the House of Assembly on Monday and is expected to be debated and passed in the Senate next week, according to Welchcombe. However, he said the process would not end there. Welchcombe noted that the government would have to issue requests for proposals to limit a number of web shop operators to apply for licenses. Stay with us when MB12 returns. The latest on Project Sandy Bottom, plus the Education Minister addresses shortfalls in the education system. Stay with us.